you're also part of the solution. You can help by making your home more energy efficient. Together, we have the power to make a difference.
This message brought to you by Cumberland Electric Membership Corporation.
You're listening to good old gospel music on WSGI AM 1100 Springfield.
One street over there's a life I could have known, one beyond my wildest dreams. Maybe that road could have carried me to streets of gold, but things aren't always as they seem. Looking back on all the chances that I missed, some I held, some slipped away. One street over where my memories exist, I wondered what would change, I really couldn't say. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known, that would have kept me from the one I had today. Times gone by, I've traded like dirt into clay. I thought my memories would end. One street over's now 1,000 miles away. When I close my eyes, I'm back to where I've been. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known, that would have kept me from the one I had today. I took a walk one street over from my home, cracked and broken asphalt everywhere. I could have ended up just like that broken road, with a dead end in my path. Thank the Lord that I've got more than that. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I won't forget the lessons that I don't deserve. Because one street over there's a life I could have known, that would have kept me from the one I love today. One street over there's a life I could have known, but things aren't always.
This is Reggie Smith with the Gaither Vocal Band, and you are listening to one of Southern Gospel's finest stations.
The home of great gospel music, WSGI AM 1100 Springfield's God
Hi, I'm Bill
Informer.
Gaither, and thank you for supporting the ministry of this gospel music station.
WSGI AM 1100 Springfield's God Informer.
Hey, this is Josh Singletary with Tribute Quartet. We enjoy listening to Middle Tennessee and Southern Kentucky's home for good old gospel music, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. 1100 WSGI Springfield, God's Informer.
Well, I'll just add my voice to that mix since everybody else welcomed you to 1100 WSGI. I'm LaVern, and yes, this is one street over, and we are so glad to have you here with us, just getting everything all set up and making sure everything's running. And I'm so excited. I got Danny Atchley and Ruthanna Fletcher here in the house. I told everybody we were going to have Trent Cobb in today to talk fair. But he had something come up, and so I messaged you from school yesterday in between classes. I said, hey, can you come and join us? And that's something. Boy, when you got kiddos, you can't turn your back on them. You think you can?
No.
When I first started teaching, I was telling my friend Muriel Barnett, who's been who taught for 31 years before she retired. I said, you can't turn your back on these kids, and she's like, duh. Why do you think teachers need to summer off? Because you're just like at the end of it. Because the stuff you got, most kids are just great and all that, but you have those little knuckleheads. But I digress. So in between classes, I was messaging Danny. I was like, hey, Trent can't make it in tomorrow. Because you had reached out to me that you and Ruthanna need to come in because we have got Making Hands, the auditions coming up. Yep. And you explained this play to me, I don't know, last year that you had it coming up. Yep. And I was so intrigued and so excited. Yep. And so we got to do this right. Yep. And so as you were saying, we're going to unpack this with the auditions right now. And then we're going to talk about showtimes and all of that. So where do you guys want to start?
Wow.
Danny, that introduction.
You go, Danny.
Where do you want to start, guys?
I'll tell you what.
Because there is so much going on with this.
Yes. The cool thing, and I've said it so many times, people probably get tired of me hearing me saying it. There's so much great history in Robertson County. And this play that we're talking about doing, which is Making Hands, was first performed by the Robertson County Players back in 1996 as part of the bicentennial.
Okay.
The bicentennial for the state of Tennessee, 1796 to 2000. 1996. I'll get it right in a minute. It's early in the morning, ladies.
What's in that coffee cup?
Yeah.
It's early.
I wish I had something else in it. To wit. So anyway, we did it back in 1996, the Robertson County Players. And it was a big hit. And it was all about the history of Robertson County. And what it was, Yolanda Reed, who was the county historian at the time, she came to the Robertson County Players and she says, Danny, we're wanting to do a play about Robertson County. Okay. Can y'all write us a little play about Robertson County and maybe perform it as part of the bicentennial? And we looked at Yolanda like she had a third eye. You just don't write a little play.
Yeah.
Especially about the history of Robertson County with its long and rich history. Yes. So anyway, what we did, we put out an advertisement that we were looking for a playwright to write a play about Robertson County. And we had several submittals, but two of the most important ones was Mark Edens, who wrote the play that we're going to be performing this year in 2026, and David Alford of Community Spirit, who wrote the Bell Witch play and also Smoke about the Tobacco Wars. Anyway, but David, we didn't take David's submittal because it was more about the Tobacco Wars than anything else, and we wanted a play that brought the history of Robertson County from the pioneer days, from the first time the pioneers arrived in Robertson County in Middle Tennessee. We're talking about the 1780s, thereabouts. And then bring it all the way up to modern day times. And Mark, who wasn't from Springfield, who wasn't from Robertson County, but he's a really good playwright. He's written for television, he's written movies, he's a novelist, he's written other plays. Anyway, great guy. And he submitted this, and doggone it, he got everything right. I mean, it's factually, even though it's based on the Clay family really is based on the Cheatham family of Cheatham Park School, of Cheatham Street, of Cheatham County. They were more or less the first pioneer family of Springfield to get here. And Archer Cheatham Jr., when they got to what would become Springfield, they mapped out about 40 acres in what is now downtown Springfield, downtown area, the historic district, the courthouse square, etc. They had about 30 acres, and they decided that they would sell it to when they knew that Springfield was going to come about, they would sell it to the town fathers for 100 pennies, 30 acres for 100 pennies. Now, the question is, why did they sell it so cheap? Well, because they wanted to see Springfield develop. They had a cotton gin. They would eventually have a whiskey distillery. They had a tavern that would be close by. So they were entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
But that's how we got started.
Okay.
And this just shows you how the genesis from early days of Springfield goes all the way up until modern days, which includes the Bell Witch story a little bit, tells about the Civil War, how important it was to Robertson County, and then goes on to the Tobacco Wars, which, again, is part of the community spirit Bell Witch play and smoke down in Adams as they do every fall. And this time around, though, the Robertson County players have joined forces with Community Spirit and also the Robertson County Historical Society. They're playing a role in this, as well as the Rural Arts Cooperative, which is a new startup by Bell Stewart. And anyway, so we've got all these organizations working together to put Making Hands, which is the history of Robertson County, and we're excited about it. And we've got the best producer in the Robertson County Players.
Yeah, we do have the best producer.
Excuse me, best director.
I was going to say, I was like, isn't that you, Danny?
I was on a roll, too, baby. I was on a roll.
I get it. Yes, Danny.
Yeah. Well, all right. No, sorry.
He was going to hand it off to Ruthanna.
I was going to hand it off to Ruthanna. So, Ruthanna, you go with it.
Oh, golly.
Best director.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm so excited about
Why
this.
this is live radio.
Well, because I don't know what in the words of Bill Jones, the first time he went on the Discover Robertson County, is that what it's called? That's not what it's called. But anyway, I'm saying the thing that the chamber does every year. Yeah. He goes, I didn't know what I didn't know. And so that's what I love about this. Being here in Robertson County since 92, I don't know what I don't know.
Right.
I live on a historic property.
Yeah.
I live on a property that had a cabin on it that I promise you, historical people, we spent $10,000 trying to save, and we finally had to take it down because we were afraid somebody was going to get hurt. And I mean, and that's a conservative estimate.
Any photos of that?
I do. I don't have a ton, but I do, because when we took the house, we were tearing down houses because none of them were habitable.
Right.
And we started pulling this one down, and we're like, "There's a cabin under this," and it was so chopped up where they put in windows and doors to make additions.
Yeah.
And it was collapsing on one end, and the logs were full of termites. We couldn't keep people out of it. And one day we came in and one side was down. We're like, we got to take this down before somebody gets killed in it.
Yeah.
And so we had to dismantle it, and it just broke our hearts. But nonetheless, it was one of the cabins on Carrs Creek. The ceiling was pegged. Which people tell me is indicative that it was built in the late 1700s.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
people forget that this was.
Well,
people forget this was the Wild West back in the day. I mean, this was not. We didn't just sort of sprout up being small town.
This was Indian territory. They actually came through here, and there was people that were murdered. Were killed by the Indians, and here in Robertson County on several different occasions.
So it's amazing. But I say all that to say I don't know what I don't know, and I know I live on this historic piece of property, and I want to know more about it. Yeah. And so tell me about it.
Oh my goodness. Go. I mean, that's the thing. Well, see, I moved here in 2002.
Okay.
So, I mean, I feel like I've been here a while, but it's, again, I didn't know what I didn't know. And I'd known from smoke. I'd known about the Black Patch Wars, I'd known, what little bit you gather by going to the big historic places. But when I started digging into this, it was like, oh my goodness, the history that we have. But the thing that I love about Making Hands is it's not about the history. The history is our setting. The history is the backdrop. It is about the family and the ins and the outs of the people in this family. And I don't think that there's there's somebody in here that you're going to recognize as yourself. It's a big play. It's a big cast. But the characters are so rich, they're so well defined, that you're going to see people that even if they're the people who lived 200 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
And I love that. That's what makes it interesting. So it's not dull, it's not bland. I love the music that we have picked out for it.
Belle Stewart has done an exceptionally good job. She's written original songs for this show.
So it's a musical.
It is a drama with some humor, and then we've added music to it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
So
not
it
every
is-
character sings.
No.
Okay.
But there is lots and lots of music in it,
Yeah.
and we have the originals that Belle has written. Plus, we're taking songs that most of us know or have heard from that era and utilizing those as well. There's going to be a live band, to be part of it. I mean, it's a lot of moving parts.
Will there be some bluegrass in it?
Oh, I can't imagine not having some.
Now, Belle's assembling a band made up of more or less bluegrass musicians or musicians that can play bluegrass.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
And they are good.
I kind of figured, but I didn't want to assume.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
anyway,
During
Okay.
sometime later on, when we come back, we'll bring Belle with us next time and let her kind of tell you more about the music and how it evolved and how it fits into the story of making hands.
very good, very good. And I'll tell you, we've got so much to talk about with this, so they're going to stay with me the full hour. I know Paul's been. Why do you have room sound on my feed? You can go to the WSGI sound, and you'll get straight out of the control room sound, so the sound will be a little bit better. We're trying to work out some new software things, and I will work it out on my page. But you do have the recording on my page, on the WSGI page, and on the YouTube page. So you've got 3 different sources you can source from to get exactly what you want from this show this morning. And we do need to pause, do one of our sponsors, if you don't mind.
Oh, go ahead.
So we're going to go ahead and let's go ahead and talk about Barry and Rebecca Richards with Exit Prime Realty. I kind of want to go right to them simply because we are, we mentioned bluegrass music, and of course we've got the Kilgore Station Bluegrass Festival coming up in Cross Plains on the 15th of May, just around the corner. I get to host that every year, and I just love doing that. We'll start with the Dan Kelly fiddle competition on Friday night, and that's any kiddo that has anything to do with bluegrass. It's not just fiddles. And then we'll have a clogging competition that night that's open to adults and everybody. But it kind of goes along with what we're talking about here with Heritage. That's what the Bluegrass Festival is, and I love that Barry and Rebecca are on the board that bring you that program, and they are one of the founding original sponsors of the program, and so you're going to see them there. They will be there with their tent set up, and you can come and talk to them personally, no matter what your questions are about anything to do with real estate, buying, selling. Maybe you want to be a realtor, they can answer those questions. They'll have their computer there and can usually do a free market analysis of your property sitting right there. So if you're considering putting your property on the market, you will know exactly what to expect and what you can anticipate somebody would offer for your property. And also, it's got to match that market analysis for them to be able to get a loan. So those are things when you're putting your property on the market, you want to make sure that that's going to work out for you. Reach out to Barry and Rebecca today if those are the kind of questions you have, and you can wait and see them at the Kilgore Station Bluegrass Festival. They're out at all these festivals and events in the community. They're so community-minded, and they would love to talk to you. If you are buying, if you're selling, if you're buying, you got to get pre-qualified. We'll talk about Valor Mortgage in a minute because they're going to refer you to a mortgage company and say, find out how much home you can buy before you come and start looking. And if you want to be a realtor, Barry's going to be super honest with you about it, and he says he might talk you out of it because it's not for everybody. But if it is for you, you will not find a better couple to help mentor you through the process. So reach out to them today, sellwithbecky.com, sellwithbecky.com, or buy, B-U-Y, robertsoncounty.com, or you can give them a call, 615-504-7425, 615-504-7425, or 7424. Let them know you turned sent ya. Okay, back to it. You were talking about how big this cast is. Just how big is it? How many people do you need? Because I know the auditions are coming up, right?
Yeah. There's over 20 people in the cast. Now, not everybody needs to be able to sing. So that's a few characters do. A lot of characters don't. Right. And it is all ages. We need young folks. We need older folks. We need folks who are passionate about telling this story.
Yeah. Okay.
Give
me the detail. Because, I mean, if somebody like myself who... It's like, I've always wanted to do it. And I can't do it this summer. But anyway, I'm just like, I want to do this so bad. But I've got my friend Muriel that I could see doing this because she tried out for, what's the one that Dolly Parton was in?
9 to 5. Steel Magnolias.
Steel Magnolias.
I love Steel Magnolias.
Got a call back. She was in several of the tryouts for that. So she got close to getting in that role. This would be really good for you, Muriel. But she's a native here, and she sings
That's perfect. That's exactly what we're looking for.
So what is the timeline? When are the tryouts and when's the show? Because you got to look at your calendar and say, okay, I'm in town.
Am I going to be able to do this?
Be able to do this. So give us the dates. So if somebody's, because this would be a really cool one to be a part of because it's us.
Right.
Yeah.
It's us.
Yeah.
You know.
All right.
So
the auditions are May 8th and 9th.
Okay.
And we're going to hold them at the Robertson County History Museum.
Of course.
So, yeah.
So you
why
could
not?
audition surrounded by all the history that's
all
in the
the
museum.
history of Robertson
I love
County.
it.
So, and that the auditions will be Friday, May 8th from 5 p.m. till 8 p.m.
Okay.
And then we'll come back on Saturday, and they will be from 10 a.m. till 1 p.m., again at the Robertson County History Museum. And, you don't come in, and we want you to read, do a cold reading from the script.
Yep.
And then you may be asked to sing a few bars.
Yep,
correct?
that's correct. And if you can't sing, don't let that deter you,
Yeah.
because there are plenty of parts for folks who don't sing. Like I say, we're bringing in a bluegrass band. They're going to do a lot of the heavy lifting.
Right.
Okay.
And I'm excited about that in and of itself.
Tell them about the stage that we're putting together.
Oh.
This is Ruthanna's baby, more.
Oh my goodness. And God bless everybody who's along on this ride with me, because I wasn't here for the original in 1996. And there exists an old recording of the original. Yeah. I watched it one time because I was afraid that I didn't want to be too influenced by what I had seen and trying to copy what had been done.
Right.
So we had, and God bless my team. I love them so much. They've put up with me. We had this idea of this great big old set and this great big thing. And it was sounding really good, and we budgeted and we'd crunched numbers and all of that. And I guess it was about 8 o'clock at night, a couple of nights after we said, well, this sounds good. Let's see how we can afford this. And I couldn't leave it alone. And so I texted one of the fellows from CSI. And I said, I've got this idea of a revolving stage. Do you think we could make this work? And it was about 5 minutes later, he texted me back with I'll give you the G-rated version. Oh, yes. And he had already started drawing diagrams. And so literally last night, we were out in the middle of a field painting out the stage on the grass, making sure it would work, getting soaked to the skin.
Using the actual dimensions of
Using the actual dimensions.
Auditorium.
Oh, my goodness.
Stage there.
And it's going to work. Okay. So we're going to be using a stage that we never pull the curtains on.
Yeah, it just revolves.
All the way around. Sort of, if you think almost of a clock. That's sort of the way it's going to be, which is, I think, appropriate considering we have a considerable amount of time.
Yeah.
So where is this happening at IA?
IA.
IA.
We're back at IA.
We are back at IA.
Oh, that's what I thought you meant. And I said, I heard auditorium, and I was like,
No.
I
secured the location over a year ago to make sure that we'd be able to do it on the Innovation Academy Auditorium, because that's where it was performed in 1996.
That's history right there.
That auditorium was built in 1938 as part of the WPA.
That's where it needs to be.
One of the greatest high schools ever built during that era. And that auditorium is as good as any auditorium.
You better
it's amazing.
In Tennessee. I'm telling you, it's 700 seats with the best lighting, the best sound equipment. It is state of the art, and we put together a really good production team that's going to make this thing pop.
So the time span. Give me. So we're going to start from year to year. What are the years that we're covering? The time span?
We're starting in 1780 when it was very, very wild here, and we're going all the way up through modern day. We're hitting the Civil War era. We're hitting the Black Patch Wars, all the way up to really what's going on in our area right now.
Yeah.
So has there been some additions to the script to modify that?
What a great question.
I'm good at this.
Question. Okay.
All right.
All right. So when
I'm bringing it.
When Making Hands came back into my mind a couple of years ago, I thought, of course, Mark Edens wrote it. Mark lived here in Springfield. Well, not too many years after that, Mark moved away and is now living in Morristown, Tennessee. But we had lost contact. I hadn't spoken with him in years and years. I called Sandy Ramsey. Sandy was on the production team that did Making Hands in 1996 along with me. And I said, do you know how to get hold of Mark Eaton? She says, no, I don't. So anyway, I didn't have any way. So I go to Facebook, and sure enough, Mark Eaton's is on Facebook. I mean, I didn't even know if he's still alive or not.
True. I mean, things happen.
He's very much alive. He's still writing. He's still writing for television. He's still writing novels. In fact, so we contacted each other, and then I was in Knoxville on business, and we went to lunch together. This is about a year and a half ago. And I told him about what I had in mind about trying to revive Making Hands and bringing it back to Springfield and bringing it back to innovation, the auditorium. And he says, yeah, okay. I said, what do you think you could update it? Because when we did it in 1996, we brought it up till then.
To 96.
Right. That's been a while.
Well, and that's been 30 years ago.
Right.
And I said, do you think you could maybe update it a little bit? And he says, yeah, I think I can. And he did.
Yeah.
And he brought it up, and now we touch on in Making Hands the demise of the family farm in Robertson.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
How
wow.
Yeah, just look out the window and you see,
yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's going to be amazing.
So we touch on that, and that will kind of close out the show, we'll say. But we've got, like I said, an incredible production team, a wonderful director who's already sunk her teeth into this.
Woo-wee.
She knows all about the characters and what her vision is. We've got the blessing of the Robertson County Schools to have it there.
Yeah.
And again, the Robertson County Players, the Community Spirit folks,
You know,
the Historical Society, and the Rural Arts Cooperative, all four organizations working together to put this production.
that is one of the things that excites me so much because it's like you mentioned earlier, Danny. I mean, for years, these organizations have been running kind of parallel, every now and again sharing an actor or something. Yeah. But to see everybody come together with the goal of making something really special in mind and working together and saying, hey, we can do this, we can do that, and everybody being so excited, that has never happened before.
Yeah.
And to get to helm this, it's just, I don't know, it's an honor, it's terrifying, it's exciting.
It is terrifying a little bit.
I'm excited about it. I'm
Now,
super excited about it.
One more thing we want to touch on, too, is you have to remember, this is the 250th anniversary of the founding of our country.
Yeah, that's what's so beautiful.
So, and the performances will be right after the 4th of July.
Right after the 4th.
So we're touching on that as well.
It's going to be amazing.
And
it's going to be amazing.
And the artwork
So
that we've got for our poster was put together by Terry Morris of Molly B. Creative. And the artwork, or the poster that we used, the artwork we used back in 96 had a barn in it. And this is Terry's reimagining of what we did in 96. And that is, to me, is one of the prettiest artwork for a poster that we've ever, I'm talking about the Robertson County Players, ever has put together. I mean, it just tells the story right there. Smoking barns.
It caught my eye big time when I first saw it out.
On the sign?
And, yeah.
The big sign?
I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool looking. Now, I do have a question. Making Hands, what's the story behind that title?
That is a reference to a hand of tobacco. When you chop the tobacco out of the tobacco field, you hang it on hang it in the barn.
Hang it in the barn on the tobacco sticks.
That's called a hand of tobacco.
I knew that. I just, but it didn't.
Hardly
it didn't
anybody
click.
knows that these days.
Well, but I grew up, in farm country, and my dad raised one crop of tobacco, but he was afraid we'd start smoking, and he wouldn't raise it because he didn't want us smoking, and but my uncles all did, and neighbors all raised tobacco.
Yeah. Well,
they thought my dad was crazy for not raising it.
Tobacco was king in Robertson County.
Oh, golly,
It was Springfield, home of the world's finest dark fired tobacco. They screamed it from the rooftops.
So I get that, Making Hands, absolutely.
And so that's when Mark came up with that. I'll never forget 96 when I was Making Hands. I said, what the heck is that? What is that about? What kind of title is that? And then they explained it to me. Oh, that's about a hand of tobacco. I said, "Oh, okay. Well, that
makes
sense.
perfect sense.
Makes
When
perfect
you catch that, you're like, yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
but that's what it is.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
a reference to our tobacco heritage. in
Yeah.
Robertson
Okay. That's amazing. This is going to be so good.
It is going to be so much fun.
So good. So good. Is Mark going to come for the show?
Oh yeah,
I'm sure he will be.
absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
We're
So-
planning on it. We're going to in the month of June. The Historical Society. I will be talking about making hands at our monthly meeting. And I've got some ideas. We may change that around a little bit. We'll go into more detail about that as that.
Okay. That's a teaser, y'all.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't.
That's a
I hadn't-
teaser.
Danny's good with that.
I haven't talked to Ruthanna about
Yeah, I'm
my
just like,
idea.
oh boy, we got an idea. I smell the smoke coming out of his ears right now.
I was thinking about it last night. Tell you the truth.
Oh no!
I thought this might work. So anyway,
So funny.
we like I said, we want to come back at least 2 more times and tell you about what we've got going on.
Yeah.
And update you on everything.
Oh,
Like
for
I said, we'll
sure.
bring Bill back in. We'll talk about more of the music and
Okay.
how important that's going to be to the telling of the
But
story.
this is an example of how excited everybody is who's involved in it. The amount of late night texts and phone calls and everything. Just somebody will get this idea and we'll start texting each other. Hey, what if we did this? What about this? Can we do this? And it starts building and we're all feeding off each other.
That's
and
cool.
yeah, it's just I haven't seen this kind of excitement within the makings of a play like this in a long time.
I can see that. Well, as soon as you mentioned it, I thought, oh, that's cool. I love history. I love history.
Well, I do too.
And it is one of those things that I want to, as much. I'm from West Kentucky, but my kids are from here.
Right.
This is their heritage.
Yeah.
And so I wish I knew more about my, hometown and things. And so I want them to know as much as possible about where they're from.
Right.
See if I can get them back
You're
here.
from Mayfield, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And see, Mayfield is kind of a mirror image of Springfield.
Yes, it is.
Very much
Yeah.
so.
It just happens to be a little bit further north and west.
Yep. That's why whenever I came here, I was so drawn to it because
Yeah.
it reminded me so much of my city.
Uh-huh.
And I'm from the country. I'm from Boaz, actually. Boaz. We say Boaz, not Boaz. But I'm from out in the county. I mean, I'm from a farm off, my brother and his bride still own and run the family farm.
Okay.
And so, that's my heritage, but, I'm 10, 15 minutes out of it. I tell everybody, I said, when our courthouse got blown away, I said, I pulled up to that courthouse twice to take my driver's test because I failed the first time. And it's so funny. But my nephew had just put up the Christmas decorations around because he works for the city of Mayfield. Okay. And he was on the crew that helped put all the decorations up right before the tornado hit. And that's hard. That was hard. But appreciate your city, y'all.
Yeah.
Things happen, but that's
Yeah.
one of the reasons I've always been drawn to Springfield is because of it does very much.
So much history.
So much history. Yeah.
You just go down one street and and we've got people coming up here making movies in downtown Springfield because the architecture still looks the way it did over 100 years ago.
It's so cool.
We've got so many stories. It's just incredible.
To be able to preserve that is so important because you have fewer and fewer of those towns in existence now.
Well, that's it. I mean, just look around. Just take a drive through Robertson County and look at the last 20 years, how things have changed.
Yep.
And I'll put in a plug for we've got the Robertson County Historical Society, which is just having a ball right now.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is coming into, moving into Robertson County and they want to learn about, well, where have I moved to? What kind of history do you guys have? And then we tell them, well,
let me tell you.
we got the Bell Witch, and nobody else had got that.
Yeah.
And
everybody
not sure everybody else would want that.
Yeah.
In Europe, people know that.
Yeah,
I mean, I've had people tell me they travel abroad and they tell them they're from Adams and they go, "Oh, Bell Witch," and it's like, "Oh my gosh!" But
again, we've got so much rich history in Robertson County. It's just. Well, we just keep talking and talking and talking about it.
It's so beautiful.
And I'll put in another plug, too, for the Historical Society. We've got an evening in Elmwood coming up on May 30th.
Yeah.
What? Tell the date again.
May 30th.
It's sold out, isn't it?
No.
Oh, it's not?
No,
Okay.
not yet, but it will be.
Oh,
we
yeah,
always
yeah.
sell it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've got 5 historical stories, including historical people from Robertson County's past. And this year we've got a really good line. Well, we always do, but we got a really good lineup.
I was going to say, I've done that before. You bet.
Ruthanna's done it. Yeah. Well, I keep saying, will we be able to at least equal what we've done in the past? And this year, I think we have. And Ruthanna, by the way, not only is she a very talented director, but she's a wonderful actress.
Yes, she is.
Oh.
Driving Miss Daisy.
Vocalist. Oh, my goodness. You're
Yeah, she
you're
can
fabulous.
sing.
You're fabulous.
Oh.
She can sing.
Let's just bring it on. This just feels so good.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be awesome. I'm super excited about this show, and I'm glad. I'm looking at the dates. I will be in town.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
so I will be here to be able to see it. Prior to that, I'll be in Mexico.
Mexico.
Well, we've got our mission trip down there,
say,
and we're going to be doing an extended. Well, we're driving my husband and I. The church has bought a van for our church we sponsor down in El Rosario, and guess who's taking a road trip to Mexico?
Okay.
Me and my husband.
Road
Just the two of you?
trip. Okay. Oh my
We're
goodness.
excited. We're leaving a week early, so we can take our time.
Well, yeah. That sounds fun.
Now, how
gonna be
far
fun.
south is it once you get into Mexico?
We cross Tijuana, and crossing Tijuana, and it probably takes 6 hours down the Baja Peninsula because
you're
we're
on
halfway.
down.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
yeah, we're halfway. We're the oldest city in the Baja.
Okay.
El Rosario is,
All right.
and so Baja Missions facilitates out of Ensenada.
Okay.
And once you hit Ensenada, there's one road going south, and it's like when you hear. I tell everybody, Hotel California is not anything about California, America. It's California, Mexico. The dark desert highway they're talking about is the highway that runs through the Baja Peninsula.
Ha.
Oh, that's cool.
Seriously.
Right.
And a lot of people down there sing that song. And I hear them singing it all the time.
That's cool.
And because it is, once you get down there, you're like, oh, this is what they're talking about. They're talking about the highway that runs down through the Baja Peninsula. It's fascinating.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
Now I'm gonna be digging into that.
You need to go sometime. It is just amazing down there. It's so beautiful. But anyway, so like I said, I can't try out because I'm gonna be gone for a couple of weeks prior to the
All
show.
right, we got plans for you. Don't worry.
One
about
of these
that.
days, I'm going to do it. I, honestly and truthfully,
You just help us promote it.
If I were here, I would try out for that. But there's no way because of this extended trip we're doing. But man, this is right down my alley because I love the history.
Oh,
I love the history.
It's going to be so much fun, and I hope we get some new faces that come and audition.
Muriel
Hello, yeah.
Muriel Barnett.
There we go.
You know, she needs to do this. I'll get her. I'll see her tonight at church.
Well, that's it.
I'll twist her arm. I'll say,
sometimes-
hey.
Sometimes people who have never auditioned for anything before have this amazing talent inside, and it's just a matter of just unlocking it. How many times have we taken somebody who has never acted before in their life, they think, and put them on the stage, and you're just like, my goodness, where did that come from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My biggest fear of trying out for a show is having to memorize the lines because the older I get, it gets harder. You know, I used to be able to memorize things just so quickly in high school.
Oh yeah.
I have
Not
found
anymore.
out that I have to have a snack about 6 o'clock. If I don't have a snack, I will forget what I'm doing. If I have a snack,
It's hysterical.
It's weird, but it's true. And everybody who's worked with me knows Ruthanna had better have her snack or she's going to forget what she's
lines.
doing. I
That's
don't know.
hysterical.
That's weird. So I'm
That's
always,
really
you will
fun.
see in every purse that I have, there's always like a protein bar or something like
Before
that.
the show.
Yeah.
Get my snack. But what you said about finding unseen, we did a talent show for the first time in a while at Greenbrier in the fall. And there's this one kid, I'm not going to call him out because I don't want to embarrass him. His friend came to me and said, Miss Vivio, he has a beautiful voice. Mm-hmm. And I said, come here, I want to hear you sing. And he can play guitar.
Yeah.
And we got him in there in the little studio where we do the news, and he sang, and I'm like, wow, just a beautiful voice. Mm-hmm. He was petrified. To getting him on stage that first time for the talent show, bless him. I know he was shaking, but he did amazing, and everybody encouraged him.
Yeah.
Well, then they come around with the play, and the Miss Willis goes and puts him in a starring role and vocal role, and he
nailed it, didn't he?
Oh my goodness!
There you go.
And then he was in the talent show again, and but you see that?
Yeah.
It's just you just have to give him a chance to get out there.
Yeah.
And just
And it's not just kids; it's adults too.
Yeah.
I'm going to mention. Do you have roles for high school kids? Do you have any youth roles?
Yes, youth. As far as there are a couple of roles for somebody who is really, really young. There are some roles for folks who are in their teens to early 20s.
Okay.
And then, 20s all the way up to 80. It's open for just about everybody.
And we've got African American roles that we've got to fill.
Yes,
in
we
this.
do.
Yes. Okay.
So,
So do you have, I'm just, for this kiddo, because I know he is a junior, so he's going to be around. And do you have a vocal part for a kid, for somebody that would be cast? I mean, he could probably pull off being in his early 20s.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Because he's,
Definitely.
And he's singing.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, I'm going to hit him up
Definitely.
today. I'm going to try to see if I can get him to
all
come
right,
and try out.
here's the deal about community theater. And since I've been doing it since the dinosaurs ruled the earth, I can say this. Even if you audition,
Yeah.
give it your best shot, and you don't get picked, okay? Come back.
Yeah.
Or say, well, you need me to, can I help in any way? Can
Right.
I help backstage? Can I help set the stage during the play?
Right.
Can I sweep the floors? Can I put up signs? Can I put up posters? Stuff like that. That's how you get started.
Right.
Make a connection and then keep working at it. I've seen so many people start out, oh, well, I didn't get cast, but they came back next time.
Yeah.
Maybe they didn't get cast that time, but they came back the next time. Guess what? They got cast. Maybe it was a small role. Maybe it's just a walk-on role. But then again, they got into it.
Yeah.
And then they started developing their craft, started getting the ability, started gaining the thought that they could do it. And sure enough,
Confidence, yeah.
the confidence,
Yeah,
that's
right.
the word I was looking for.
Well, there's a great story, I think, when we did Driving Miss Daisy. I had a lot of quick change costumes there.
Yeah.
And here I was.
You were just so good in that.
Thank you. So good. Bring it. The check is in the mail. But
Well, you were.
I had so many quick costume changes, and we brought somebody in. She'd never done theater before to help me change, literally. So she's down. God bless her. She's seen me at my worst, and she's seen more of me than most people have. But that was her first thing. That woman has turned into one of the greatest prop masters you could ever find.
Oh, wow.
The sort of things that she can do and that she can come up with.
Yeah.
And it all started from Ruthanna needs somebody to help her change from costume to costume.
And I'll say this too: you don't have to be an actor. A lot of people just enjoy being involved.
Right.
Paige Owens, who is assistant producer to me on this show, she's been stage manager for numerous shows.
Yeah.
And she's on the board of directors of Robertson County Players. She has no desire to get out there and do anything live on stage, but she is a workhorse back.
Oh my goodness,
behind the
yes.
scenes. And we've got other people like that too.
Right.
Talking about Crystal Gilbert.
Yeah, I was talking about Crystal. I love her to death.
And, there's a lot of other people that never get on the stage, but they are so important to the success of a production. And one thing about the Robertson County Players, I can say this since I've been involved, like I said, a long time, we have put together some magnificent shows over the years. Really good stuff
Very cool.
that I'm very proud of.
Oh yeah, and stuff I just love. I love the shows, and I haven't gotten to the last couple. I'm just so busy at school, but I try not to miss them. I try very hard not to miss. This is one that I think I'll probably come to a couple of times.
Oh, good.
I'm going to want to see it more than once. Are y'all going to record it?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
you've got
recording it. Peter Stratton.
Good.
Stratton DV Imaging. I talked to Peter about this a long time ago. I said, I want to film this because we don't have to worry about royalties. And
Right. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
all that licensing rights.
Right.
And we don't have to worry about that. And then it will be available for the schools to show in school.
Awesome. Yes, that'd be great.
This will be a teaching tool that they can use.
You said you've got original music. Make sure that those older songs we recognize are public domain.
They are. They are because they have been around so long.
Yeah, that's something. Sometimes people forget that public domain part.
Yeah.
But I knew you wouldn't. And I knew we're media. She's still in radio. She understands. She understands that. But and you've got such a history, and I know y'all wouldn't forget that. But I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Our theater director, Miss Willis, I'm going to talk to her today.
Please do.
About this tryout.
Okay.
Because I know those actors and actresses that she wants to be continuing, this would be something she would. There's one that's graduating, Alyssa. I'll call you out. She is typically cast in a just very outrageous character, and I think she would love to be in something that a role that's not typical for her.
Oh, that's every actor's dream.
But she always talks about that she gets a little bit typecast because she's just got this thing. I mean, she's a Lucille Ball. I'm serious. This woman is so talented.
Well, I know you've got a great theater department.
So
I've seen so many shows.
Alyssa's just
and
incredibly talented.
And also,
but she needs to try out for this.
Yeah.
I went this weekend to see Hadestown. Stan Stanley, theater director there.
At
he put
IA.
together at IA. That
The
was
famous Stan
I
Stanley.
mean, it was, and I'm not kidding. This is a high school production with some middle school students in it. And it was as good as anything I've seen at TPAC. Duh.
Wow.
I'm talking about special effects.
Yeah.
Is it done?
It's done.
I would love to have seen it. I didn't realize it was on.
It is set, and it had a revolving stage on it too. Small one, but anyway,
it was smaller than our monster.
Let me say this. Not only is history alive in Robertson County, but so is theater in
You
Robertson
bet.
County. And
Yes.
and a lot of and you can pat the Robertson County players on the back when I say this. There used to not to be theater departments in all of the high schools and middle schools in Robertson County. It was very few that had any. Now all of them do. They saw the importance. The administration, the teachers, etc., saw the importance of getting theater in the schools because those kids that participate in theater are the ones that go on to graduate from high school. They're the ones that go on to graduate from college.
Yeah.
They're the ones that go on to become leaders in the community.
Yes.
Those are the very ones you want.
Absolutely. Absolutely. In the music departments too.
Yes.
Just a huge shout out to them because of all the music and stuff.
Yeah.
There are several kids in Robertson County, including a bunch from Greenbrier. Mr. Martin took and got involved in Obsidian Winds, and that is a wind competition that they're world champs. Okay. Obsidian Winds has got a lot of Robertson County kiddos in it, and I need to get StayPositive.news to do a story on them. World champions.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just insane. And so many, there's a bunch of Robertson County kids involved in that, guys.
Yeah.
And you look at, I wish you could have gotten out to see our play.
I wish I could have
It was Alice by Heart. It was
wow.
incredible. Incredible. The choreography. This girl I was telling you about, Alyssa, she had a lot to do with helping them with the choreography, and her boyfriend did our sound. We've just got so many talented kids. We're losing a big old bunch of them at Greenbrier, but we got a whole slew of them coming behind them.
That's all right. They set the stage for the ones that come next.
Exactly.
That's right. That's how it works.
Exactly. So much going on. I tell you what, let's pause here and let me do a break. I do remind you, this is Wednesday, so we have another full hour of local programming coming up. And Bob Aries coming in, our master gardener, to talk with Lee Marie today. And just love hearing from him. And I got to get him in on my show too. Because I don't know if you've looked at the temps, guys, we're going to be cooler. We're pretty much at our high right now. And so you got to, think about that with your garden. I don't think we have any late freezes in the forecast right at the moment. So my wisteria might actually survive through my wisteria always gets bit. And it seems like, and it just drives me out because it's so incredibly beautiful.
Until
the frost bites it. But anyway, I think our wisteria is going to make it this time. But nonetheless, Bob is going to be in here with Lee Marie at the top of the hour. So I hope you'll stick around for another full hour of local programming. But we do want to talk to you about Valor Mortgage, a perfect partner for our show because we talk about Barry and Rebecca Haff from the very beginning. They are our founding full-time sponsor and have stayed with us throughout. And what a perfect pairing to have Valor Mortgage come in alongside them to fully sponsor the program because you got to know how much home you can buy before you go and shop. And that is the bottom line. And if you're wanting to know how much home you can pre-qualify for, you need to reach out to Chris Armentrout and all of his experienced loan officers at Valor Mortgage. Guys, they have got everything from VA loans to FHA loans, options to get you in a conventional, a jumbo. Maybe you're wanting to do your first home purchase. Maybe this is an investment property. Maybe you just want to refi. Brian Pooley we were talking about Valor Mortgage when they first came on. He's like, oh yeah, Chris and I were talking one day and he got me refied and saved me a couple of points in interest. He goes, it was effortless because you're not a number like you are with a lot of these national companies. You have somebody on your team that's going to take a personal interest in you, and they're not going to treat you like a number. That's the bottom line. Don't settle for that. They're not just in the business of mortgages. They're in the business of making home ownership possible for everyone. So again, whether you're buying your first home, refining, or investing in your future, Valor Mortgage is ready to serve you. You can call them. 615-671-9178, 615-671-9178, or go to valor.mortgage, valor.mortgage. Get pre-approved today because when it matters most, you deserve a lender you can trust. Buy with confidence. Buy with Valor. Valor Mortgage, NMLS number 1210804. DBA of Encore Lending Group, NMLS 1249911. Equal housing lender subject to credit approval. Rates and terms subject to change without notice. Not a commitment to lend. There you go. And tell them U-Turn sent you. She knows what I'm doing. She knows. It's like you got to get those little things in there. You got to get it in there. You know, she knows. She knows. I'm telling you. What are you still doing? You work in radio.
Oh my goodness!
What you do?
Oh, good golly! Besides homeschool my kid because I do that.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's see. My husband and I have a morning show in Cookeville, Tennessee.
Fun.
Yes. I love getting. You were talking about doing stuff with your husband. I love getting to work with him.
That's neat.
But then we both work on a radio station in Alabama. We both work on radio stations in Kentucky. I just picked up another radio station here in Tennessee.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, I can't do anymore. That's it. I'm done.
Yeah.
So
but how fun. That's
it
cool.
is fun.
That's the way radio works now. And I just love that you're still doing it. That's great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This is the way I keep my toe in the water is doing this show.
He's doing that. Yeah.
And then I get to go teach the kiddos all day. And then I get summers off.
Yeah, see, when I come home, when I leave here, I will go home. I will go by the grocery store, and then I'm going to go home. And I've got 4.5 hours of schooling my child right now. We're studying Helen Keller right now.
Ooh,
yeah.
fascinating.
She's
fascinating.
She's thoroughly into that.
I'm going to do a video production on Helen Keller, and I'm not really sure what it is. I'm going to do something. I'm going to put an assignment together about Helen Keller for my kiddos.
I tell you what,
I've been kind of trying to concoct it in my head and what I want to do, but
about the time that we did Making Hands in '96, Guy and Judy Stanley did The Miracle Worker at then Springfield High School. Or no, I think it was the middle school then. But anyway, and it is a powerful production.
Yeah.
About an incredible story.
Yes.
About a little girl who was blind and deaf in around 1880s. Yeah, about 1880s, post-Civil War. And then Annie Sullivan came and rescued that child.
Yeah.
Rescued her. And she became a force. I'm talking about Helen Keller.
A force to reckon with.
A force to be reckoned with, yeah.
For sure.
Such a great story.
Yeah.
There's some people I want to thank.
Absolutely. We've got a few minutes here. I saw Lee Marie come in, so hey, she'll be coming in just a moment.
I want to thank all the presidents of the different organizations, the leaders of the different organizations that are working with us on.
Well, and just remind them, this is something you mentioned. 4 organizations coming together.
For the
this
first
is the
time.
First time.
First
so
time.
let's emphasize that.
And nobody's been fighting yet.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful
and
thing.
Going too because we're better than that.
We're all getting along. But anyway, I want to thank Riley Bowers. He's the president of the Robertson County Players. And he's
I didn't realize he was president of that now.
He's president of the Robertson County
that young
Players.
Man. We're distant cousins, by the way.
You are really. Okay.
His mother and my.
That's right, because his folks are from Mayfield.
Yes. Amy, his mother and I played basketball together.
Okay.
She's a little bit older than me, but we were on the same basketball team.
That's wild.
And her mother is a Youngblood. My mother's family's connected to the Youngbloods back in Mayfield.
Okay.
So we're probably like 5th or 6th cousins.
That's okay.
You know what I mean?
You're still
But
kin.
yeah. I'm sorry, I digress.
There is always a connection.
I had
There's
to
always
shout out to my
always a connection.
cousin.
Yeah.
I had to shout out to we are in Kentucky and Tennessee, you know.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm sorry. I'm proud of you, Riley.
All right. I want to also thank Wyatt Plank, who's president of Community Spirit.
Who was out in the field getting drowned with me last night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we want to really thank Janet Palmore of the Robertson County History Museum.
Oh, yeah.
She worked so hard.
She's helping with us on this. And then, of course, Belle Stewart, who is providing the music from the Rural Arts Cooperative.
Yep.
And then also I want to thank Tom Wilson and Rusty Riddle, who are going to be working on our set.
Oh, yeah.
And there's going to be many, many, many more that are going to be involved in this. I'd mentioned Paige Owens is going to be helping me produce.
Well, I mean, again, community. That's the active word, community. My daughter was in Charlotte's Web. Not too long ago that the Robertson County Players just did. And there were several new people who had not been on stage in ages. And they came to me and they said, wow, it really feels like a family.
Oh, yeah,
here.
you can
I'm
sense
like, that's
that.
the whole point of community theater. Even if you're brand new and you've never done it, you become part of the community. You become part of the family.
Mm-hmm. And you can sense that. When you go and just watch the plays, you can see that.
Oh,
yeah.
And, I mean, you can just see that just going and being in the audience.
There is nothing like live theater.
I know. It is cool.
Still the greatest medium in the world.
And I am so happy, so thrilled to be back at Innovation Academy for this.
Is this the first show back?
Yeah.
Yes.
How appropriate is that?
I know, right?
How appropriate is that we're back in the historic theater for a historic play?
Yeah.
It's so cool.
You see that, don't you?
Oh, I do see that.
Danny is
Was
so
that planned?
proud of this.
Danny, was that planned?
Absolutely, it was planned.
I really have to say the majority of this is Danny's brainchild. If it were not for Danny Atchley, Making Hands would not be happening.
There you go, Danny. We love you, brother.
Well, I appreciate that. Y'all
Very
are
much.
too kind, but yeah, it's a passion play for me, more or less. But get to do a play that we did in '96 and then do it again in 2026.
Very cool.
And again, and part of the celebration of our nation's
You
birthday.
bet. So cool.
This is all the organizations,
all the things.
the stars. The
Have
stars
aligned.
have aligned. Yes, indeed.
I love it. This is great. Well, we'll definitely get you back in here.
Yes.
And just a note, if you're on my Facebook page and you're like, why does the sound just the room sound? Because I'm working out a new software issue. I'm trying to figure out the sound. You've got direct line sound on the WSGI page and on the WSGI YouTube page. So you can listen to it and get that full sound quality you want. But I wanted to make sure and put it on my page, even though it is just room sound, simply because I want to make sure my followers see that this is happening and you don't miss out on this. Tell them again when the auditions are and the show times and all the dates that are particular so somebody will know, should I try out for this? Because when I saw the dates, I'm like, I got Mexico between then and I can't do it. So
as long as you're back from
All right.
Mexico in time to come.
Auditions for
I will be at the
All
show.
right.
Yeah.
Auditions for Making Hands will be held on Friday, May 8th from 5 p.m. till 8 p.m. and Saturday, May 9th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And the auditions will be, this is important, at the Robertson County History Museum. It
So
will not
cool.
be at IA Auditorium. It will not be at Coopertown. It will
Let's
be
say it
at-
again for the folks in the back.
Yeah. it will be-
Auditions will be at the Historical Society.
Yeah, the History Museum.
History Museum.
At 124 6th Avenue West in downtown Springfield. And for those auditioning, you will be required to do a cold reading from the script, and you may have to sing a little bit. So,
Maybe. Not everybody has to.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did I leave anything out, Madam Director?
I think you got it all.
Tell them the show dates, because if they're like me, they've got
right.
stuff planned that's going to prevent them from being in, because it's like, I'm like, I know I don't need to be gone 2 weeks before the show opens.
No.
That wouldn't be good.
Yeah.
So what are the dates?
Performance dates are July 10, 11, and 12. That's Thursday, Friday, and Saturday in July. Thursday, Friday, the performances will be at 7 p.m. And then on Sunday, which would be the 12th, will be at 2 p.m. for the matinee. And then we come back the next weekend and we do it again. And the performance dates 17 and 18, again at 7 p.m. And then on the 19th, which is a Sunday, will be at 2 p.m.
Awesome.
So there we go.
Awesome. It's going to be awesome. So great.
It is.
And can't wait to see it myself. And because I don't know what I don't know, and I bet I'm going to learn an awful lot here.
You'll learn.
And you're going to have a good time doing it.
Yes, exactly. I know
we're
that.
excited
So
about
y'all are so much fun. I'm so glad you're in. I've been missing y'all. I hadn't talked to y'all in a while. So anyway, I haven't talked to you. I guess I've talked to you, but since you're
say,
your heart thing.
Remember, Nelda and I came back.
I know it was
And
wonderful.
I'll tell you what. I'll say this too. I've had more people come up to me and say, "I saw you on LaVern's show talking about your deal," and I'm going, "Okay."
Yeah. Well, it was important. It was really important, and it was very informative too.
Well, thank you for that. But thank you for giving me the opportunity because I was glad to share it.
Well,
because I've known several people since then that have said that I learned a lot.
You bet, and could possibly save your own life.
Yeah.
So anyway, love you guys. Stay tuned. We got another full hour of local programming we've got the Go Show coming up with my sweet friend Lee Marie. She's on deck, and so stick around. This is 1100 WSGI. God bless you. Have a great day.